Here we go, guys. Good evening and welcome to our Mythbuster List Challenge special. Tonight we are joined by Chris Dunn. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, good. Pleasure to have you back on.
Pleasure to be here.
I'm glad you raised to the challenge of the Mythbusters that was presented by Shane Monk with some underused upgrades or pilots and or crew. Looking for like a very nice list, which I'll let the others get into in just a moment. On the other side of the board, we have Luke. How are you, Luke?
Ahoy, hoy, I'm all good.
You ready for yours? Yours was you picked Karan Horn. We haven't seen
That
much
is
of him,
correct. That's correct.
and you've
People have been saying the E-Wings have been an underdog and they're going to come back, so I figured I'd pull them out on the table and see how well they go.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I see you got three of them, not just one, three, and you.
Well, when you're in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And you went all in on the trying to get the bullseye for Horn with the ion torpedoes. We'll see how
Well,
that goes.
I figured that was the point of the MythBusters thing. Using Corrin was trying to get his ability off, so I built around making it easy enough to line up that bullseye.
Sounds good. All right, and to dictate today, we have two great, very handsome blokes. We have Suresh. How are you, Suresh?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I don't know who you're talking about though, because that's definitely not the right descriptor for me.
Yeah, I really don't believe either of us are dictating, or at least dictators.
You will. You're going to talk about this match, aren't you?
That's commentating. That's not dictating.
Well, you normally tell me what to do. What are you talking about?
Fair bump.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to throw those players off. I'm going to wish you guys both good luck and get set up, and I'm going to hand the reins over to you guys.
Okay. Boop 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 boom.
There you are. There you
And
go.
there we go. Odin, how are you tonight, my friend?
Yeah, exhausted.
Look, that's all right. There's nothing like some X-Wing on Tuesday night to really just be able to chill out, and I'm really looking forward to this match. Hey, so with this Mythbusters challenge, we've got a couple of sort of underused cards, underused pilots that the guys have been challenged to build around. And what that means is we'll see something a little bit different. So I'm super excited to see how some of this stuff that I've never seen hit the table, actually see how it goes, and maybe we can actually find some inspiration for the next list of ours.
I will say, one of these lists I have tried something very, very similar. The other list I didn't even know the cards exist. Like, one of the cards existed, and I love it.
Interesting. How about you surprise us all and start? Well, let's break down these lists. You start with the list, I'll pick the other one, and we'll see how we go and what we think about who's got the matchup here.
I mean, I love the E-wing chassis. The E-wing chassis is, um, the dial itself is just absolutely amazing.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The only downside to the E-wing chassis itself, and I'm starting here because it is Mythbusters, and I will jump into the actual list building itself, but the linked actions are not great and are a little bit unsynergistic with the experimental sensors on the chassis. But I have tried quite a few variations of 2 to 3 E-wings with a few other support ships, and I love flying E-wings, but I just have not found the right sort of shell for those. So I'm hoping I find something here that works. But starting into more of a list analysis, we have Corrin Horn to begin with. What Corrin Horn does is he can perform a bonus primary attack at initiative 0 if that enemy is in the bullseye arc. And if you do, you miss out on the shot your next turn because you gain a disarm token. He's rocking Predator, fire control systems, ion torpedoes, R2D2, and spare parts canister. So really, really liking this build. The experimental... I will jump back a step. The experimental sensors on every E-wing chassis is you may acquire locks beyond range 3, but you cannot acquire locks in range 1.
Yep.
So just a little bit counterintuitive with the boost and barrel roll into red target lock is if you're in range 1, you're spending those locks on dice, you can't regain them easily. So
Yeah, I
you've
see
sort
what
of
you're
got
saying.
hit and run. But he's rocking Predator to get those re-rolls when with the bullseye, so he can double tap, double re-roll. Really nice choice. Fire control systems, making use of those target locks without having to spend them. Ion torps, yeah, just really nice. Fire control systems come stapled with the chassis. I'm very interested to see how the spare parts canister does on this list, but R2D2 also. Corrin wants to come in, fire twice, bail. The turn that he's bailing, he's got a disarm token, so he can safely R2D2 gain a second disarm token, and they both disappear at the end of the turn.
Yep.
Swapping.
And just a couple of notes in the chat there. A lot of people commenting on the R3s on
Yes.
those E-wings for the maximum effect with the early locks.
Getting to those, because next we do have 2 Nave squadrons rocking the exact same loadout of fire control, ion torps, and the R3s. So R3s, I take a target lock, I'm going to take a second target lock. So these just basically choose 2 ships on the list, on the board, and they've got firing options. So really, really nice build. Really solid stat line on the E-Wings. I really hope they come out on top. Let's go over to the Empire with you.
Yeah, so Chris is actually his Mythbusters challenge. He's had a couple of cards that he's had to include there. Lieutenant Kestel, Debris Gambit, and Sienna Ree. So starting from left to right, we've got Lieutenant Kestel in a TIE Aggressor for all the times we see that on the table. When you perform an attack after the defender rolls defense dice, you may spend 1 focus token to cancel all of the defender's blanks and focus results. Paired up with Debris Gambit for that synergy with actually Kestel's linked action being the barrel roll into the linked evade. If you've got to perform that red evade action, if there's an obstacle at range 0 to 1, treat the action as white instead. So looking for a little bit of synergy with 2 actions, barrel roll evade into white actions, so keep your dial open for next turn. Doesn't really synergize though with a barrage rocket, so I'll be interested to see how Chris actually plays this one, because the barrage rockets requires the focus token to fire. So I think he'll probably have to trade off here between the positioning that Debris Gambit might offer and then the punch, of course, with barrage rockets. Finally, you got a stealth device for a little bit of extra defense initially. We'll see how that goes with all of these ion torpedoes floating around Luke's list. Moving on to Colonel Jendon, everybody's favorite shuttle pilot. So Chris here has actually got some of the same effect that Luke has with regards to setting up the game with these locks, and that'll be interesting to see what the guys do having ships locked up, how that actually affects the initial approach and the first engagement, whether they try and fly around those. Chris has got the harder matchup, I think, in that regard, because he'll probably have everything locked up between Luke's 2 Nave squadrons. Passive sensors is always good.
Sorry, Suresh, can you just start the timer?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
Sorry, passive sensors is always good on Colonel Jendon there. And Sienna Ree, another Mythbusters card. After you perform a coordinate, if the ship you coordinated barrel rolled or boosted, it gains 1 stress token to rotate 90 degrees. Might be actually interesting to see if it can get the combo of everything there with Kestel in a Debris Gambit with Sienna Ree for a coordinate. Finally, rounding out Chris's list as we see the guys set up for round 1 here. Both Fifth Brother and Seventh Sister, both rocking proton rockets for some big punch. And I think Chris might really be looking to use them to put some hurt on those Knave squadrons before they can get the torpedoes off. That's what I'm looking at here. I think it's going to be a pretty close matchup with a few interesting cards, stuff that we don't see every day. And we just see here Chris taking his first couple of moves, really pushing forwards with Kestel there, and pointing Jendon at the Knaves. That is just slow rolling up the board. And Corin there at the top, sort of looking to maybe try and bait something into chasing before he turns in and actually starts unleashing.
Yeah, just something that I do want to point out. Lieutenant, I don't think you covered Lieutenant Kestel's ability, because it is quite interesting with the barrage rockets.
Yeah, certainly. Being able to cancel out all those results that aren't evades, like I think you can really actually get the chance to put some damage onto one of these E-Wings. It might be relying on a focus token to actually mitigate their damage, especially since Kestel will be firing before the two Knaves.
So Luke has initiative, however, so that is not a great thing for. I'm trying to remember which one, what people's names are, but I believe Chris is the Imperial player.
Chris is the Imperial player, that's correct.
So one thing that is going against Lieutenant Kestel's ability here is oh wait, no, never mind. I've had this lesson last time. Ignore me. The way that modification on attacks works is weird.
Look, I think Kestel will get the chance to
Yeah.
actually trigger that ability against whoever he or she, I don't know, manages to point at.
They.
Let's run with that. They manage to point at. I'm wondering if they're out of position a little here, with Luke really looking to push towards the top of the screen with all of his ships. You see Corin just slow rolling a little. Kestel does have the option to come in from the side. Chris has really got to start to put the pedal down and maybe play a little more aggressively. Otherwise, you'll just see the Knaves actually get these torpedoes off. And I'm really curious to see how these torpedoes perform. Not the hugest fan of ion torpedoes myself. I've always gone for the protons if you can get them. But the control aspect against those two Inquisitors, Seventh Sister and Fifth Brother, could actually be key to evening that up against the initiative.
So, who do you think is coming into this game with the advantage?
I have to say that I think I liked Chris's list sort of on the face of it a little better. I'm actually not sure that he's quite just set up at the moment to maybe take advantage of some of those cards that he needed to use, Sienna Ree in particular. But I kind of like the look of Chris's list. Corin is the ace, of course, for Luke moving last. Should be able to pick a target and point a torpedo at it. What did you feel?
So, I really, really want to say the E-Wings. Simply because looking over at Chris's list, the only thing that has a 3-die attack is the shuttle, other than the missiles. So those 3 agility are going to be very, very hard to get through. And of course, double modding shots with E-Wings is super easy. So
certainly. I mean, he's already set it up here. So yes, I think you're right. And it may be variance that plays a little part in what happens. Can one player hit a clutch roll?
Yeah. The other thing that I do like is, and I've suddenly just realized what the ion torpedoes are doing. The ion torpedoes are there to, if they disable, for instance, Seventh Sister, the rebel player knows that ship is doing a 1 straight. cannot do anything but focus. So Corrin will have an immensely easier time arc dodging, getting in there, and lining up that double shot. So he's really just there to take advantage of the double shot from Corrin. And in a Mythbusters challenge where your card is Corrin Horn, taking the Ion Torps really makes a lot of sense.
Oh, look at this. That's a very interesting move here by Chris. He's jamming both of his ties directly up the board, and that's going to be very close as to whether that Knave Squadron might be able to get the first Ion Torpedo off.
I would be very surprised if, and I'm sorry, chat and everyone else, but I am absolutely horrible at names. I would be incredibly surprised if we saw a turn, like a bank or a turn, to take advantage of the out of position Inquisitors. I would not have expected them to come in that fast, and I think they may catch Corrin with his pants down a little bit.
Okay, I'm actually just looking at the that's that Seventh Sister, and just trying to line up the arc, and that's
Ooh.
very, very close. And here we've seen both players choosing violence because they're staring each other down, and I'm not actually sure who's happy about this.
So we may see a fair bit of damage on what do you call it, on Corrin here, because
Corrin could go away.
Well, no. It's possible, but highly unlikely. 5 dice, add the crit for the 6th. Corrin would need to blank out, and fifth brother would have to roll legitimately perfectly and not have to spend his focus on defense here.
Yep, but then you've got Seventh Sister as well, and that's a couple more dice. And also Kestel is probably thereabouts, and it's
hang on.
very interesting, and we've got to get those dice in the box because Corrin is just rolled 4 hits.
And that sucks because the dice roll outside of the box does not count. So those 3 evades turned into 2 evades. And
that's with the use of a force token, more importantly.
So I do like the choice of not spending the focus there, because it does enable the 5-die attack with a mod at the very least.
And you just saw Kestel just out of range. So I'm not sure if Chris is going to be able to fully capitalize on this position here, but he's going to throw everything he can at Corrin, and now you see Seventh Sister also shooting at range 1.
So it doesn't really hurt that much. 3 dice at range 1. Seventh Sister's ability can trigger and cause some problems.
Yep, and it looks like it's just the 1 hit there that Corrin evaded. So here we go. See what this proton rocket can do.
The other thing is where are the Seventh Sisters? Where's Fifth Brother's lock?
Just having a look at that there. Possibly underneath Seventh Sister's lock. I just can't see the token.
Let me just jump in and see. That, however, is 2 damage through on Corrin. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, interesting. So probably not quite what Chris has hoped for.
The thing is, Corrin doesn't really care. Corrin's taking the double shot here. Obviously. And he's going to get a weapons disable token next turn, which means that he flies out and he's effectively taken 1 damage.
Yes.
For a procket shot, essentially. And here he is again.
4 more.
crit
hits,
through
and
on Fifth
that's
Brother, and that's a dead Fifth
by
Brother.
Fifth Brother.
And this is why I really like Corrin. Because the chassis is just such a good chassis. It's just punished slightly by the linked actions.
I'm not sure that linked actions are a punishment. We wish they were better. We just take what we get when we actually able to use them.
The other thing about the E-Wings is they're sort of punished from being in the initial 2.0 conversion.
Okay.
Or especially
Yes.
Corrin. Because that nowadays that double shot would not come necessarily with a weapons disabled token.
Yeah.
So it would more likely come with a strain or a deplete.
Okay.
So
I think it was there to match the 1.0 Corrin.
It's definitely there to match the 1.0 Corrin, and it was also just when everything came out, it was a relatively level playing field, and it was really, really good. That crit, for anyone who was interested, was a weapons failure.
Yeah, and look, I've heard some sort of talk in some other places about the pros and cons of the conversion kits that we saw at the start of 2.0. Honestly, I think they are what they are, and we can't really take them back as such.
I mean, the easiest way for FFG to fix anything like this is just configuration cards.
Or the points costs.
I actually don't find the points cost on the E-Wings too bad at the moment. They're not great, but they're not too bad.
Okay.
I do agree with Jeff Sanders, though, is you put a hokey conversion on it with a barrel roll into a red calculate, and the E-Wings would see a lot more play.
Thresh.
Yeah.
All right. To interrupt.
Sorry.
Overlay.
And just
Overlay. Don't forget overlay. Overlay. Overlay.
got it, Albie.
Not Nobby. Shh. We have a request for Horn versus Darklighter discussion.
Oh boy.
I can't actually remember what Darklighter's abilities are.
Let's just bring it up on the screen real quickly there. While another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends before the neutralize result step, if you are in the attack arc, you may suffer 1 hit or crit damage to cancel 1 matching result.
Yeah, it's not awful.
Oh, Gavin Darklighter.
So just while you're doing that, we are seeing the R2 charge here. Second disarm token is trying to turn away. I would
good.
like to see the barrel roll here. Just hide behind that gas cloud. Or even the boost. Just range 2 behind the gas cloud's probably better.
Yeah, and make sure of it against Kestel.
Yeah. Sorry, my initial instinct was legitimately barrel roll, but upon closer inspection, these are not just loafers, but the boost is better.
There's the boost. I'm just going to get rid of Gavin. You can all see what Gavin does. While a friendly ship performs an attack, if the defender's in your front arc, the attacker may change a hit to a crit.
Yeah, no, I really like the E-Wing synergies. They're just not good enough to see play at the moment, unfortunately. And I honestly think they just need a configuration slot to be better. So we're seeing Colonel Jendon come in, firing, getting blank eye. re-rolling with the target lock into hit crit. And this is at Corrin, and Corrin rolls an evade, and the gas cloud comes in to save his hide. Save his bacon. So
Indeed.
now we're seeing a shot from the Knave Squadron back. Would you here fire an Ion Torp?
Against a large base ship.
Remember
no.
that Ion does not go away at the end of turn.
So it depends on what he wants to do with actually the green Knave Squadron escort against Seventh Sister. Whether he wants to go all out to Ion the shuttle, don't know if it's worth it, or if he wants to take his chances that he's at range 2 versus Seventh Sister. Because if he Ions Seventh Sister, like this could be a very, very fast game.
I mean, unfortunately, Ioning Seventh Sister here doesn't do much for you. Because that Knave Squadron can't really go fast straight because it's just going to hit the asteroid. And none of his other ships are really in good enough positions to punish that one straight. Plus, I think it is just in range 1, and that means that the Ion Torps don't work.
Yes, it is. So basically, he's got his one choice here. So I don't think you're going to waste your time firing off a few random torpedoes at the shuttle. I think you might actually wait for a little bit more of an opportune time. Wait till he's pointing at a rock or something, and just try and avoid it.
My thing would be shooting at the shuttle now. Oh no. And we see 2 damage go through on Seventh Sister.
Yep, so that's shields down.
But no, my thing would be, I would hope not necessarily to ionize the shuttle. I'd be hoping to get 2 out of the 3 on it.
Oh, and just threaten.
Not only threaten, but the shuttle moves very, very badly. So if you catch it at the wrong time and get it ioned, you can fly it off the board.
Yes, you can.
That would be my logic, but it would also force that shuttle to play a lot more conservatively with 2 ion tokens, because it could not afford to go near the corners or the board edges. So
yeah, I think the way it's going to get jammed up in the middle here, I don't know that that's too much of a risk in the next couple of rounds, but I like the way you're thinking, and that's going to keep piling on the pressure on Chris's list here, because Luke's definitely got the upper hand.
Yeah. And it all comes down to Corrin Horn just being able to double tap with just a bullseye arc. It's... Yeah. I would like to see... I would like to be able to run 4 of the Knave Squadron escorts with fire controls. I think that's when they would become more competitive.
Okay, and speaking of Knave Squadrons, we've just seen the green one jam up the center of the board here, looking to... Oh, and Chris has turned away.
I really, really hope that Corrin has done a 1 hard. Alternatively, Corrin can just, if he knows he's not getting a shot, he just R2D2s again. Goes back to full health.
Yes, and goes back to full health. So, like, I like the idea of that as well. And that is an inopportune bump for Seventh Sister, now facing down the Knave Squadron, who has her locked up with an ion torpedo, which could really, really, really ruin Chris's day.
Do you take the Ion Torp, though? Or do you...
Just shoot her and hope she dies?
Just shoot her and hope she dies, because she's only got 1 force?
Ooh.
The big question is, what's Corrin doing? That's my biggest question.
Oh, certainly, and like you said, you hope he's done the 1 hard, and that'll...
Ooh,
really
interesting.
Very
offering
interesting,
choice.
because that's turned off the barrage rockets, of course.
Debris Gambit, though, he is making use of Debris Gambit.
Yep, and that makes what he's done a wide action, and he doesn't have to stress himself to do it. But he's really just.
Oh no, Corin's done the 2.
Will a cheeky boost save him?
No, I don't think so.
It's very, very close, but I think you're right. He's gonna stand and deliver.
Just take it. He's not at risk of dying this turn.
No, he did go back up to.
Crit chain.
Sorry, you are correct.
Does he spend? Yeah, he spends.
Does spend it. Chooses violence.
Well,
he's gonna push that crit through.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he gets a weapons disable token, that attack's much less scary.
It's a direct.
Ooh, that's still not good.
Look, that's actually half points on Jendon.
Yeah. But the issue is where Kestel's facing down 2 range 1 shots.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like you've just got to ignore Seventh Sister at this point and just try and nuke ship. Alternatively, you take the shot with green first and just be like, cool, let's see how much damage I do to Kestel. If they blank out, I'm in a really, really good spot. I've taken their evade token, and I have another shot. If they don't blank out, and you get no damage through, they just fire on Seventh Sister and hope for the kill. That's 2 damage through on the Knave Squadron.
Yes, it is. So getting something through there. Oh. Got an option for Corin at range 2. Bet he wishes he had that focus token right now. Not that he could be in that position and have the focus token. So it's another hard choice here for Chris.
I mean,
he really has to play catch up.
He still would have been in range 3. But it would have it is obstructed at range 2 though. I think.
No, that one's clear.
Very, very hard to tell with the color of the arcs.
It is that a little bit. That one looks clear, but he is choosing the range 1 shot, which is the better percentage. More dice.
Should only be 3. Yep, they've fixed that, and 3 hits.
Triple hits.
2 evades, so half points on the Knave.
Yeah.
We do still have Jendon coming in.
This will be an interesting choice. Luke did choose to spend his focus token, and that's really making it a bit of an obvious choice for Jendon here. He's going for Corin, hoping.
But I mean, I'm of 2 minds.
Hello. Let's shields down.
And a crit. And that crit is console fire. And we're just seeing green dice fail here today.
Look, we are, and this could be a pretty quick game.
4 hits.
4 more hits.
Into
just the 1.
2 damage.
Sorry, 2 damage with the
evade
token.
And I think you gotta take it with the other Knave. It's at range 1, no defensive mods, versus 3 dice versus 3 dice with a force. And of course, the only downside is you've got the fire control. Oh, he's torpedoing Seventh Sister. Interesting.
Yes, look, maybe he wants to stretch this one out a little, because the way this is going,
is spending.
You'd actually want to lead a ship.
And gets 3 hits, so
looking for pain.
That's Ioned.
I can spend he's got a force token there.
I can't remember how Ion Torps work. been a while.
Let's bring that up on the
I
overlay.
mean, if you, they're spending it to take 1 damage. They're taking 1 damage anyway, I guess. So you sort of got to spend it at that position.
Yeah, you have to. So interesting choice there by Luke. I think we both agree on that. We said it enough times, hoping that the players choose violence.
Luke's rolling hot Nobby, but he's also not. His green dice have been absolutely atrocious so far. Yachi Bonds, just seeing it, the Afterburners at 4 points does seem really good value for the E-Wings, just that double reposition, or getting their butts out of it and coming back in for another engagement. But the other thing is, I am very, very much a jank player. I very much love Scum and Scum Jank and 2-ship lists. So
So Mythbuster sounds like it might be right up your alley.
Yeah, if I got the right one, it would be, honestly.
I'm wondering whether part of the I guess the no love for the E-Wings, I don't know what to call it, is because you just sort of can't get in there and maybe brawl like you might want to with a ship with 3 attack dice and 3 defense dice, because you sort of have to maybe come in, shoot, fly away, and then sort of reset. You've played them more than me. Would that be a fair statement?
They're definitely hit and run ships. Their entire design is sort of hit and run, so it's. Sorry, I'm just saving some stuff.
Of course,
Chris has got his collection out.
And just while we're in the chat there, yes, Yachi Bonds, Delta 7B Jedi Knights at 49 points make everybody sad, not just the E-Wings.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah. So, looking. Let's just take a step back and look at the chassis. Without the double target lock droid, they kind of want to come in, range 1, double modded shot, disengage, take the target lock, come back in.
Okay.
I don't know if I really don't know if a all E-Wing list is ever going to be competitive. But the chassis just has such potential to be exactly what Rebels need as a hit and run ship, especially at high initiative.
Yeah, and I think Corrin is the epitome of that, and we've seen that in this game. He came in, he blew away an Inquisitor, and then he's clearly in the run phase, although he got caught out there by parking himself in front of Jendon.
See, he's not currently in the run phase. He's currently just looking to turn in and potentially capture Seventh Sister and just try to, or even Kestrel, and just obliterate them.
Kessel's being stuffed into a box here. You can see those 2 Nave squadrons.
Yeah.
And Kestrel's just got to wonder. You got to wonder what they're going to do to try and survive. Maybe run over that. Oh no, he's turned left.
The issue is a 2 boost from Corrin just puts you in such a bad position.
I think he's trying to block up Corrin here.
Definitely not a bad choice. I mean, if he's getting blocked, I think you just take the R2 and move on with your time. Try to survive. Oh, I'm really hoping we saw that the 2 to 3 boost. Because a 2 to 3. No, we are seeing the R2 regen.
There's R2 regen.
So what's he done? He's done a 5 straight to get out of there. Ooh.
Interesting.
So
because what I think here, actually, to be honest, is if I'm Luke, I'm actually looking to just deal the last point of damage to Seventh Sister, and I reckon a Knave Squadron can carry the game against both Kestel and Jendon.
I don't know. I don't
Even
know
if he loses
about that
Corrin,
move.
I reckon he can actually. I reckon he actually win the game with a single Knave Squadron if he gets rid of Seventh Sister.
Yeah, I really, really don't know about that move. Corrin, however, just
Getting away with it so far.
Like a boss. Just tanking shots like a boss.
Yep, and here we go again.
And here's where we're seeing
double focus. Just yes, and I think you called it at the start of the game. Just the 2 dice, 2 dice, 2 dice, 2 dice.
It's just not enough to comfortably get through 3 agility.
I think the way that Chris has had to play Kestel here, going for the evades rather than the focus token to turn on barrage rockets, I think that's really, really hurting him. And that's... I don't... Looks like he's happy with that.
Yeah, I mean...
Interesting choice. Like, I would have thought that just removing Seventh Sister wins you the game right now.
I don't know. I think it gives you a very, very high chance of winning the game. I think that it sort of A, defeats the purpose of Mythbusters a little bit, but B,
fair call.
B, Colonel Jendon, while being on half points, is still a massive threat. Now, if he had taken the opportunity to try and just take out Jendon and just take that one rear shot, kind of hope you survive, or just initiative kill him with Corrin, I think then you've got the game. But we will have to see.
Yeah, and a couple of people are calling for a sloop there for Corrin, maybe. Darth SJ in the chat.
I would have loved
the obvious move.
I would have loved to have seen a sloop. I would have loved to have seen the 3 bank. Just the 3 bank there just would have been because your 7th sister is what, initiative 4, so you've got a fairly high chance of initiative killing her.
Yep.
Before she can even shoot, and she's going to be the only one who can shoot. Alternatively, the 3 bank into the barrel roll would have meant that nothing's shooting Corrin. He may take a damage from console fire, but he's also then double shotting 7th sister. And then, of course, next turn he regens with R2, repairs console fire, and he's out in between those 2 asteroids with the Imperial player playing catch up.
Okay. What I actually, and just from the Imperial player side, actually what I really want to see here is Kestel actually turn on their ability and fire a barrage rocket or something. It's all I want to see right now. Don't know that they're going to get an option because it's just a little bit tough, maybe trying to pin down Corrin, and you're not in the best position for it against the Knaves. But I just want to see what this thing does.
I mean, I just want to see Sienna redo something, honestly.
Actually, maybe coordinating Kestel, you could do something like a coordinate barrel roll into that 90-degree turn into a blue maneuver. That might be an option. Here we go.
I really, really like. I didn't know this card existed. I didn't know Sienna Ree existed. I would love to see this ability in Scum. I feel like this ability would be most at home in Scum. The lack of coordinate ships in Scum makes it a dedicated piece on things like the Hawks.
Yep.
But Scum has the most tools to be able to take advantage of that, and I think that would just be amazing.
Oh, it's a bump. It's just a little bit problematic for Seventh Sister. Out of Arc of the Knaves, but ooh, gonna be close. I think he's currently not in the Arc of the Kestel, which makes me very sad.
In Arc of Jendon though, and
Yes.
maybe Seventh Sister.
I think he's well in Seventh Sister's Arc.
I would be tempted just to take the evade here, and you've got 2 shields, 2 hull. You're no longer half pointed. Nothing's really shooting at you except for Jendon at range 3. I want to say.
Yeah, and then the 2 dice from 7th.
I don't know that 7th is in.
It's close. Am I eyeballing it? We'll have a look.
Very close, but again, it's only 2 dice. She does have the crack shot active though.
Just rolled away.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely takes you out of Seventh Sister's Arc.
Yeah, it does now.
Maybe secures range 3 from Jendon. Yeah, definitely secures range 3 from Jendon, so that's 3v4.
Just the 2 there.
Yeah. Does have the target lock.
Oh, he's going for it.
Yep.
Gets what he wants. And if you're Corin Horn, you are not happy with that.
I mean, you're not taking a crit. R2 has regened the full amount of health. He's really taken 7 damage so far, and he's still got 2 hull left.
Yep. Do you think Corin's run for too long?
Yes. But what Corin's doing here is basically opening up the 1 to 2 banks, 1 to 2 hearts, and turning in.
Jendon's getting burned down here, and takes a panicked pilot. No actions for you, my friend.
Yeah.
So that's probably no more scenery for the rest of the game.
That's big because that's also no coordinate.
Yeah, exactly. So I suspect the Knave will try and come in from the side and finish Jendon off next round.
Angry Raisin, I wasn't thinking about Boba. I was thinking about Gurry.
I don't even want to think about that. It is way too late.
Gurry with Sienna Ree. Bendy barrel roll, rotate 90 degrees, blue move, boost. Rotate 90 degrees on the spot. Without
my head hurts, mate. My head just hurts right now. and that would be crazy fun. Like, I forget trying to work out where you want to go or what the other person is trying to do, but that would be crazy fun.
It would be amazing. Tucker is saying, please spare us the nightmares. I honestly, if they ever run a cross-faction competition, I think that's probably going to be one of my favorite combos. Just running Colonel Jendon with Sienna Ree and just coordinating the barrel roll.
Yes, and just while they sort out the next round, I'm just going to move a couple of dice. I got that there. That would be nuts. Look, maybe it is an option for maybe not the exact card or what have you, but for something to appear in the future. You're right though that there's not a lot of coordinated in the Scum faction.
No,
they've probably sort of been the weird effect combos, although I think Coordinate counts as a bit of a weird effect combo, especially if you have a CNRE type effect.
Yeah, it does.
But we'll see how we go.
I don't mind this bump.
I'm not sure because I think Crystal's probably banked. Yeah, he's banked Jendon in, and yeah, the bump's actually good right now because it means that the knave is pointing at Jendon, which I think is what Luke wanted at the end of the day.
The knave currently has Kestel and Jendon in arc, target locked. Where Seventh Sister is, he also has Seventh Sister.
Yep. Oh, I don't like that move with Kestel too much.
I'm expecting to see the barrel roll
evade.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, no.
Focus.
Choosing violence. He's banking on a big move by Corrin and...
Oops. Undo. What's he done? Yep.
Just done it.
I
think Kestel goes away here.
I would be so tempted to barrel roll. Just barrel roll if... Yeah.
You know what, mate? I don't like it. I reckon that's at range 2 anyway. And as Luke said in the text chat, he chooses violence because if the first shot doesn't get somebody, the second shot should.
Well, the thing is, if he survives Jendon, he can potentially cripple and is that range 1
win
or
the
range
game
2
if he
on Sister?
Range
2.
Small mercies. Yeah.
But I mean, you take Kestel, you destroy Kestel. If Corrin survives, then Seventh Sister's just taking so much heat and so much punishment.
Look, I would be surprised if this game is in a winnable state for Chris at the end of this round.
I think I'm causing Angry Raisin, who I believe is Jeremy, to have
2 hits there.
Quite a few existential problems.
Oh, look out.
That's
problematic for Seventh Sister.
Yeah, I think I've just caused Angry Raisin to have a
and no shots from Kestel, and yes,
range 1. Corrin needs to survive this. It is unmodded, 4 dice versus 3. And Corrin's dead. Corrin's dead. Unless he natty evades, but...
Oh, he does! Oh. So anything but a direct if your name is Luke.
And it is a stunned pilot. No! Oh!
He has gotten away with blue murder, has gone on.
Well... I'm not sure you take this shot at Kestel. I think you take it with Knave. And just try to destroy Jendon. Because if you get Jendon this turn...
Yeah, you win the game.
Yeah, I just... Well, that's a dead Kestel.
Dead Kestel.
On. But it's range 3.
Oh, no, he's got one more shot.
But you had 2 guaranteed shots at Kestel.
Yes, you did. Yep, no. I agree with you. Probably we're in the win more category here. Because Luke is just rolling hot. That's another 3 natural results to nothing. That's all she wrote.
So just before we drag the players in, I just want to have one final comment.
Go for it.
The E-Wing chassis, as I said throughout the game, is just such a good chassis. It's missing one key element. Let's ask the players what that is. Hey guys.
Hey folks.
Hey. That was one brutal matchup.
Um, yes. Well, that's how it goes sometimes.
It is, unfortunately. Congratulations, Luke. I absolutely love the E-wing chassis. How did you find them in this game?
I know they're tanky. They're nearly as tanky as a defender. They're a defender that chooses violence. So I just figured the best strategy would be I don't care about the stress. I don't care about playing fancy. Just come in, take the hits, give the hits back, and run. I do not like that Curran doesn't have double reposition because that makes it hard to get the bullseye, which is why I brought the ion torps, but I didn't really need them. The dice just does their thing, I guess. So that's probably what I find. I've played a lot of X-wing, and the X-wing's good because you have that maneuverability boost if you need it. And these guys, they feel a bit clunkier, even though they also have that ability. But that's just how they feel, clunky. But they can still hit hard, so they're still fun.
I mean, to get the double reposition on Corrin, you just need to slap afterburners on him.
That is correct.
Jumping over to Chris, and sorry, Suresh, that I sort of dominate.
No, all
commentary.
good, mate. All good.
How did you find your Mythbusters list?
I think the weakness for me personally is I don't have a lot of experience flying large base ships. Most of the game I wanted to coordinate with Jendon to bail out one of my other ships, or so the cute trick I was trying to do throughout the whole game was to have a scenario where I could coordinate an Inquisitor to do a barrel roll, then have it turn 90 degrees, do a blue 1 hard, for it to then do a boost focus. And at no point was an Inquisitor within range 2 of the shuttle. So I don't feel like I played this list effectively. Jousting Corrin in Bullseye was dumb. I mean, Philistine Fifth Brother at the start wasn't a statistic anomaly. I ate 4 dice at range 1. That's what happens. I don't know. It just feels like I didn't play this. It felt like I didn't play the list effectively, and if I had flown it better, I feel like it would have been a closer game.
I do just want to point out, range 1 Corrin with double rerolls, especially jousting him in the bullseye, is terrifying, and I don't know of many ships that would be able to survive that aren't large base and multiple hull.
Vader defense.
I'll accept it. Yeah, it was a very poor decision. I agree.
At the same time, I thought it could have also paid off really well with the Prockets. So it was sort of risk versus reward, and unfortunately you got a little bit punished and didn't get the damage through that you needed.
Oh well, unfortunately, sometimes gambles don't pay off. That's why we should avoid gambles and only take risks instead.
Suresh, did you have any comments or?
I think you've touched on a lot of the major points there, Odin. Just one thing I think we might just ask Luke about. We had a discussion maybe in that second to the last round about whether we thought Corrin ran for too long. Luke, after that first engagement there with Corrin, were you really looking for that second go around, or was he the bait?
I was planning on coming back in because I prefer to, hit, then spend 2 turns, come back in, hit, spend 1 or 2 turns. It just sort of, he set himself up that if I'd come back in, he'd still have 2 or 3 ups on me, and because I had my small ships there to control that, control the joust and get the bumps on the ships, I just used that to my advantage. There was a turn there where I slooped with green, and he slooped in what seemed like a completely horrible position because then he was facing the complete opposite way, and I really didn't want to do that. But I figured if he does get those arcs on Corrin and get big hits, then Corrin's out of the game. So I sort of was forced into that strategy of making Corrin run so that he doesn't die to a bad roll, and then I've still got a Inquisitor PS4 flying around flying around to these ships, and one procket could really destroy an E-wing. So no, it wasn't my plan, but situationally, I used it to my advantage and just let the little guys do this.
That's interesting because my game plan here was I was actually trying to chase down the little guys. I wanted to kill the little guys first and then have number advantage to take on Corrin, but there was never an opportunity to actually go for the little guys. I only seemed to be able to engage Corrin. I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Well, I wanted to start with Corrin so he could get that hit and then run and have the guys come in to the side. But I thought like you might do that and then just have your maneuverability to be able to say, all right, I'm just gonna coordinate barrel roll, do a 90-degree, then boost, and I've suddenly got range 1 and 2 prockets and blow something up. I thought you might do that and get them, but I guess playing in the asteroids there was my advantage. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I'd be interested to see if we played this again a few more times. How as we got better at the lists, how it would change the matchup.
I think it would be very annoying to my little guys being able to play around them, and I think some matches it will come down to you taking off those E-wings, and I'm trading for maybe 1.5, and then Corrin's just got to survive late game, which is hence why I went full regen on him, gave him 4 extra shields.
So just on that, because the game went fairly quickly, we've got a little bit of extra time to have a chat post game. Which list do you think has the advantage here? And out of 10 games, with like how much of an advantage?
I feel that the lists are reasonably even. I think that my list has more options, and that means that a better player making better use of the options probably would win more out of those 10. But I don't think that it's a hard. This list will always beat the other list, or vice versa.
Do you think it's about 6-4?
Yeah, I think so. I think 6-4 is valid.
I would actually agree on that. If you had 2 highly skilled players, the one with more tools should take a slight edge. If you had 2 middle level to low level players, I'd probably lean towards the E-wings because low level players not using the tools generally it favors the red dice, green dice, and the health. That may be a little bit of an insult to myself, considering I won with it. I'll take it.
See, in my amateur opinion, I will not say expert opinion because I'm by and far not an expert. I think the matchup actually slightly favors the E-wings. I think it's about a 5.5 to 4.5.
Okay, I would have actually said 6-4 to the Imperialist there, Odin.
We should see you boys play it then.
With how my dice luck has been recently, it would be over in about 20 minutes. In my last 2 games, I've had Anakin roll 3 evades out of 25 dice, and the rest of the 25 dice have been blanks.
Oof.
So just to interrupt, isn't it me that's meant to be complaining about dice?
Don't even start, Nobby. Do not start.
Yeah, different contexts, Nobby. But yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting matchup. Taking this out of Mythbusters and keeping the lists similar, what would you actually tweak to sort of make them slightly better?
Well, with mine, someone did run 2 E-wings and wedge in the last extended GSP event. So if you swapped Corrin for another Ace, Wedge, or Luke, you have a really solid competitive list. It'd probably be on par with something like Suntir and Defenders, or along that, where you just have someone who can do some main guy and the 2 chunky supports. That'd probably be one way of doing it. If I was going to try and keep Corrin in there, I might swap one of the E-rings for Jake and potentially another filler ship if I can fit it in. Because Jake with proton rockets gives you another little threat that can help Corrin. It can go into an engagement, target lock, focus, evade. But Jake's also just really fun friend of mine, so that's probably what I'd do.
I mean, I would 100% agree that my view of the E-wings as a rebel ship is more of a support ship and not something you can really specifically focus a list around.
Unless your list is, I want two really big, beefy support ships that is going to annoy the opponent so they don't kill the actual main threat.
Yeah, but I mean, even they're still support ships at that stage.
Yeah, yes. Aggressive support.
Yeah. Luke, what? Sorry, not Luke. Chris, what would you swap in yours?
For me personally, I'd probably switch the Lambda to a Reaper because I'm really bad at large base ships, but a Reaper is not a large base ship. It's a little bit more agile. And CNRE works a lot better with PS6 ships because it's effectively, hey, Vader, you're now supernatural. And Sunita, you're supernatural. And hey, CNRE, unfortunately, will be in the high interceptor. So probably the correct choice would be just take Sunita, CNRE as an interceptor, and Vader, if all three fit, is the correct choice. In the current state of the game, though, I mean, I took this specific Lambda mainly for the ability to set up locks for the rest of the ships. Kestel needs a lock on something to be effective. If you're not taking that shuttle, there's no reason to have Kestel. If you're not taking that shuttle, I just don't feel that my list is sensible outside of this specific context.
Fair.
I would not take. I mean, a lot of the Imperial stuff is good, but it's just really badly overcosted. Like CNRE is 6 points, and just like, man, well, in the hands of a good player who knows what they're doing, the reason it's expensive is because you can't have CNRE on a Lambda with players like Morgan Reed who go, yep, cool, I'm perfect with Vader. You'll never catch him. But for regular common potato people like me, it's a bit more expensive. It's a pity we can't price points based on the player rather than the ship.
I sort of a golf handicap situation.
Yeah.
For every top cut you've made.
So Suresh, is there anything you want to bring up?
I still want to say that we've actually seen a pretty interesting matchup, and maybe Chris, you might want a couple of those things back. I think the one thing for me I'll say is that I kind of hoped you sort of started closer together a little bit. That way the coordinates would come off, and we saw that Kestel was out of position, etc. I'm really sad that Kestel still has 5 charges on barrage rockets. I got to say, mate, I was really hoping to see what would happen when you fired barrage rockets with a focus token, and then you said, "Oh, you rolled some focus results." Well, that's really cute because they can go away now. So that's the thing that I really hoped to see, and I'm sorry we didn't, because it would have been really interesting if we saw that happen to Corrin or one of the naves. But interesting insights, I think, as well on CNRE too, because 6 points. I wasn't aware of the cost, and it's an interesting effect, but it is a bit of a niche effect. And I think we like the way you sort of set up the coordinate with Debris Gambit, with Kestel, and that chassis linked actions as well. That was at the cost of the focus.
Yes.
So yeah, any, just as we're about to start setting up for our next game, is there any comments from either of you that you'd like to do, or shout outs, or anything else?
Yeah, I'll shout out to Scott Nowak, who'll be triggered by having Kestel on the table. He hates Kestel with a passion. And to my mum and Cameron Dunn, best son. Catherine Dunn, best wife. That's it for me.
Well, I can't beat that, so I'm just going to say no.
Well, thank you both for coming on stream. Thank you for playing and participating in the Mythbusters challenge, and I know that we'll see you both again on the table because you're becoming regulars. So, good luck in the future, and may the dice ever be in your favor.
Well,
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank
good
you.
play at this table. Someone has to.
Well played, Spinel. I didn't get to say it beforehand. All right. So in our forever permanent battle, that puts you at 2 wins to 1 loss. So best of 5, yeah.
Sure.
Be best of 7 next week.
Are we muted?
All right. Not yet, not yet. Just we've got another game coming up. I think it's going to be me versus Luke. I've got to just touch bases with Michael to see if he found anyone. Otherwise, it'll be me versus Luke. So we'll get that set up, and we'll be back in like 15, I think. All right, I think we're good. I think we got it all sorted. Welcome to game two. It's me, Nobby, going to be versing Luke once again. Welcome back. Yeah, long time no see, Luke.
It feels like I don't know.
All of about
I've
15
been up
minutes.
all day and I've already played X-Wing. I can't even say something funny anymore.
It's all right. It's all right. Just don't fly ship off the board. Leave that for me. So we're doing just for people. We're doing our like long overdue. This is like the last game for me in my Singapore league. I don't know if it's the same for you. Luke,
I
your
think
last
I'm
game.
one person. I don't know. I've been busy the last couple of weeks, so I haven't got many Singapore League games in. So I actually have to double check.
So we're just doing this now because we were trying to organise a Back in Black game for today, but we do have one on Thursday night instead, and we're going to be doing a second one on the Saturday night, which is going to be a real crack of a match, Tom versus Tom, but we'll get to that another time. Tonight, we've got Raymond. Hello, Raymond.
Hi, Nobby. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Guess
No,
can't wait
just-
to get back to the tables.
Can't wait to get back to 7. Just so you know, you're legally obligated to cheer for me.
Am I?
Well, if not, I've got Mark, right? How are you, Mark?
Oh, not too bad. I'm actually marking student scripts at the moment, so I hope I'm looking forward to a game of X-Wing to distract myself.
We'll do that. Well, we'll do our best to distract you for you. All right, I'm going to throw me and Luke in. You can do a little bit of a breakup of the list, and we'll just ping the table once we're good to go.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nobby. Raymond, would you like to run through Nobby's A-Wings or Luke's Empire Squadron?
Since Snobby called out, I have to take the Resistance now.
All right, go for it, man.
Okay, so here on the Resistance end, we have the trigger-happy flyboy himself, Poe Dameron, with Heroic, R4 Astromech, Overdrive Thruster, and Jamming Beam. That's pretty much standard loadout for him nowadays, huh?
It is. I'm also realizing I might have a different thing popped up onto the overlay. Sorry, can you run through that again? Heroic,
It's
R4.
Heroic, R4, Overdrive Thruster, and Jamming Beam.
Okay, this one doesn't have jamming beam, but that is a 0-point upgrade, so I think I may have just messed it up.
I doubt Nobby's really gonna use it anyway.
Yeah.
So next we have, of course, the only A-wing you'll ever need is ZZ Tlo, and he's got cluster missiles, advanced optics, and heroics. So cluster missiles is the variant that Nobby has opted for. Normally, some people bring prockets since you can trigger that with his innate focus. But let's see how cluster missiles works in this case. And of course, that the only A-wing to come out in the movie, it's Tally. And she's here naked, not even a heroic 2 for defense. And that's kind of scary, but I'm sure that Nobby has his reasons. And the newest A-wing here is Merle Coben. Yeah, man, I really gotta get these names straight one of these days. Okay, so Merle is the hottest A-wing on the block because of his new ability that acts like a front. What do you call a reverse outmaneuver? It's like a
like if you can shoot me, you've made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
And he slapped intimidation on there just to turn him into the perfect low PS blocker.
Exactly. And I think you can go ahead with Luke's list.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm looking at Luke's list, and he's got a very heavy Empire list. You've got Death Rain and what is that? There's the TIE Punisher. On that, he's got Trajectory Simulator, which will let him cast bombs forward, Proton Torpedoes, Skilled Bombardier, which lets him change the speed of the bomb which he drops. He's got Proton Bombs, Thermal Detonators, and Delayed Fuses to buy himself more time to escape the blast if he needs to do that. Flying alongside Death Rain, there is Redline. Redline can, of course, maintain 2 locks, and therefore he's also slapped on advanced sensors, proton torpedoes, and bomblet generators to really just make the most out of that. The third ship in his list is Fifth Brother. Fifth Brother comes lets him basically adds a crit if he still has both of his force tokens available to him. On that, he has Sense, which will help figure out where the ships are going, fire control systems, and homing missiles. So really, this is very much an Alpha Strike type of list where you want to get in, use those munitions, and do some heavy damage to one target, and hopefully wipe something off the board fairly quick smart. Now, just before we go and talk about the actual match in front of us, just a quick note for our viewers. The dice cam box, I believe, is not working at the moment. So our players will be rolling roughly where Redline is now. Redline, of course, in his distinctive blue color for this match. So Raymond, now that we've heard about the lists, what do you reckon? Who has the advantage here moving in? The sort of swift, not justy, but the swift, dodgy A-wings, or the heavy hitter munitions coming in from the Empire side? Who would you rather be in this matchup?
Man, that's a tough one to call. It's a rock, paper, scissors kind of situation here. Is that whoever gets a first shot will decide the game. I think, like, if Luke is able to get all his ships into one of the ships, you can be sure that's off the table. And if Nobby is able to dodge that, then that's his win condition. Really, whoever can avoid or whoever can not die will win the game.
Yeah, I suspect this is going to have to be a game of keep away for Nobby. If his A-wings come under focus fire, they can disappear quite quickly under all of those munitions that Luke is bringing. But Nobby also has his A-wings. Usually 2 attack dice aren't very effective, but when you start matching them up against agility 1 ships, then they can actually get a surprising amount of work done. And I think it's 8 hull or so on the 9 health on the Punishers. It goes down pretty quickly if the A-wings can chip away at it.
And as you can see, actually, Luke is already dropping some bombs even in the first round. I think he's planning to make a minefield here to sort of stop the A-wings' quick advance around the board.
Yeah, is that from Redline? Is that the bomblet generators that we see?
Yes, that's it. We have a question on that. So can you reload bomblet generator as normal? Because I don't see any damage on Redline for regenerating.
Yeah, so I'm just showing that card now. The card text reads, bomb, during your system's phase, you may spend a charge to drop a bomblet with the 1 template. At the start of the activation phase, you may spend 1 shield to recover 2 bombs.
No, wait. I think that was the thermal.
Thermal detonators?
Yeah. So
yeah, it could be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because he's dropped 2, one after the other. That makes a bit of sense. Interesting choice to drop them so early. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm sure he has his reasons. I guess, as you say, he's closing off that approach from the A-wing, so they can't come too quickly through that part of the board. But
I guess it's also a case of why not? I mean, you're not going to attack anyone. You can disarm to reload it, and it's really more of like a insurance policy, I guess.
Yep. Okay, so now we see Death Rain dropping a device, and I think he's also dropping his thermal detonators.
Yep. So earlier, that was Death Rain who dropped this thermal detonators earlier. So it's again another set from Death Rain. So there are now actually 4 bombs on this corner right there. Sorry, he's just dropping.
I think he's
1?
Boosting and then dropping another. I think he. What's letting him do that?
This is an ability. After you drop or launch a device, you may perform an action. So,
that's handy.
That's actually a quite unique use of that ability.
Now you may be wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I was just going to say he's just put some fuses on there too. That's the token on top of the thermal detonator token that you see.
I guess it's the only time that Death Rain was able to have bombs that he can drop one succession.
Yeah, and he's just reloaded them again. So I think it's basically just drop bomb to close off that area, and it's coming at effectively no cost to him right now. And that's going to make Nobby's approach much more difficult. So you can see the way that the ships, the A-Wings in particular, are shaping up. It looks like they wanted to take that big, long loop around the outside of the board. But that may not be an option for them now, given that that there's going to be plenty of bombs in that region.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's an interesting position for Fifth Brother there. Did he take an action? He just
yes.
turned in.
Hold on. Pause the timer for some reason. Fifth Brother, I don't know. I saw with Redline, he just tried to take a lock there.
Yeah, he missed lock. So just mark you've still got the Bombardier card on the overlay.
Sorry, thank you
Right
for that.
on the screen. Yep, just to let you know. Cheers.
Roger. Thank you, Nobby. Yeah, and okay, so just looking at chat, Angry Raisin says that he would like it if Nobby had prockets on the A-Wing, and I tend to agree. It'd be nice to have that burst damage to try and get through some of this hull in one fell swoop, rather than having to chip away, and play keep away from bombs and munitions all at the same time. But I think the list he's gone for the extra ships. He's gone for the option of having Poe on the table as well. So hopefully he can get some value out of Poe to make this work.
Okay, so did ZZ take an action? Sorry, am I missing something?
Yeah, there was a barrel roll there.
Oh,
I think a barrel roll
boost.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so A-Wings doing A-Wing things here.
Indeed they are, yes. And Poe doing a good job just hanging back, not making himself an easy target.
Right.
Forcing a commitment on Luke's part if he really wants to have a go at that high-value target there. I'm not saying that Nobby's A-Wings aren't high-value targets, of course, but, I mean, they're not high-value targets.
Not high enough.
No. And, I mean, particularly this build he's got going, apart from ZZ, they're very, very light. So Merle is only 35 points. Talisan is 37 points. I mean, this is definitely the light version of Nobby's A-Wings. And, there's 73 points sunk into Poe Dameron in this list. So that's really where, you want to get some value out of him. Not sure he wants to be jousting these guys, but, he'll need to be doing work this game. Too often Poe can just sort of, he's powerful, but he can be a bit fragile. He hasn't got that much defense. So he can end up not quite getting enough done to justify his presence in a lot of lists, I feel.
Okay, so no shots this turn, and are there? Did they check? Okay, so no targets so far. Fifth Brother have some? It seems like it's pretty close. Or
I think no. They haven't checked, but no, he's comfortably out of arc. I'm just looking down at it from the table view, and comfortably no arc there.
So
this game, of course, does have
there at the bottom of the board. There's two bombs there, like blocking ZZ's way, or at least to make Nobby think about going straight past the cloud, because he might clip the bomb.
Yeah, I think he's going to be forced to probably hard to and barrel towards the center, or maybe just go slow and avoid getting too close to those bombs. Thermal detonators aren't that bad, if I recall. Like, they're not terrible to suffer. It causes strain on a focus and damage on a hit.
True, but on a four life ship, it's already a fourth of your life, right? So.
Yeah. And it is ZZ, one of the more expensive ones. So, and then the question is also for Luke: does he want to commit Death Rain to the center of the board, or does he want to maybe just turn it out a little bit and try and see if he can get a cheeky shot on ZZ here? Chase ZZ down.
What I can see him doing is that he could trajectory a bomb. He could barrel roll to the right, drop another bomb, and then focus, and then his maneuver would be bang to the right in front of ZZ.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm not sure. I can't ever tell with the medium base ships. I'm not sure if the barrel will quite get him enough lateral displacement to make it over that gas cloud. And he will want actions if he's going to be chasing any ship so that he can get those munitions off. The native attack on the Punisher is only 2 attack dice, so it's quite underpowered unless you can get that extra the extra dice from your munitions.
He'll definitely get the action because he'll be dropping 2 bombs. So
he could take the lock, yeah.
Yeah, take a lock. But it's just if he the question is if he catches ZZ in the perfect spot.
That's true, yeah, good point. And that is quite good with Death Rain, that he does get that extra action. It's worth dropping a bomb, I guess, just to take, your target lock focus in that sense.
Yeah, and he could, so that basically gives him 3 actions per turn.
Yep, with thermal detonators, yes, definitely. And actually, he's got a linked action there too, so he could do up to 4 actions per turn.
That is crazy. Let's see if I do.
There we go. He's casting a bomb forward.
Is it just me or is the graphic wrong? Because it's showing. There we go. Okay.
So I think there's something. There's something a bit odd going on with the game at the moment because from the looks of it, Luke could not quite see where to drop that bomb. So I think maybe the 5-4 template didn't spawn in for him properly there.
There was just a recent update again to TTS. I hope that didn't do anything to break the game. Oh, he's moving away.
He tried to move away, but he can't overlap an obstacle. So that was an attempted boost, and that will just fail then.
So will he drop another bomb? Oh, wait. Will he drop another bomb now to try to get an action?
Depends if that was a thermal detonator or was that a proton bomb?
That was a thermal.
Okay.
No one's flipping their charges, so no.
Yeah. Well, we know he's going to recover it anyway, but.
Okay, so he's dropping the same kind and putting a fuse on it, so he's probably moving towards that direction.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Taking a focus.
Yep. I'll just ping them to remind them to, if they'd be so kind as to note the charges.
Okay, Merle turning in. Is he trying to get a block on Death Rain? Red Line, maybe?
Yeah, probably. It's pretty much his job in life, if I recall.
Yeah, but right now his friends aren't that close to him, though, to make use of it.
I'm sure it's irritating anyway, just to see it happen. So the 5th brother runs over a rock, takes a stress from it. Did not see that. He's landed himself right on top of his own bomb there, which is I mean, there's of course a fuse on it, but that is interesting.
So he was planning to boost left and then do the K-turn, maybe.
Yeah.
The plan was to get behind Merle or something, which would have been awesome if it worked, but sadly it didn't.
Yeah, it would have been some impressive flying. Of course, it's also possible Merle would have just blocked that as well.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, that's a close one too. So he just scrapes past. Merle, of course, in an excellent position. Yeah, okay, so there's the hard 2, and there'll be a barrel in if he can this turn. Merle, of course, is now in an excellent position, though, to make Redline take damage from his own bomb. He's got 2 bombs there under him. And next turn, Merle could look at doing a hard to boost to stop Redline. To stop Death Rain from escaping that bomb.
Oof.
Well, this is a good
so
turn from Nobby.
looks like he called the move on ZZ there. Perfect, perfectly fit the boot, what do you call this? The boost there.
Yep.
Skip the cloud.
I don't think he's cool. He doesn't quite have bullseye, I think, which will be no big consequence this time round, but
Oh, and Poe actually moving away.
yeah. I think just he knew there was going to be a kill zone around here, so didn't want to leave himself exposed. But yeah, this is the sloop there is going to make Death Rain a little bit predictable this coming turn, and the stress on the fifth brother also means there are limited options for being chased. Although I will say the V1s do have that beautiful blue hard one, so options maybe not that limited. But overall, I'd say Nobby has come out on top from that particular round of activation. And now ZZ will have a chance to put the first damage in the game in. So,
only one for the cluster missile, though. Only one target for the cluster missile.
Okay, and gets an evade. So hit crit and spends one charge on the cluster missiles.
Gets an evade, one shield.
And that was on Death Rain.
Ooh, what are they doing?
I think they've accidentally picked up a bomb.
Oh, okay.
And now it's on top of the ship and they don't quite know what to do with it. Oh, that's probably not what they meant to do. Oh, is
no.
it?
There we go. Okay, everything's back.
The ship is still there. It's just transparent. So, yeah. Okay, I think they'll try and lock it. Okay, I think maybe they'll just agree to let it worry about it next turn when it activates. You know roughly where it is. Do it like you used to do in the past. Just throw it down there somewhere. One hit from Tali-san, and no evades from Death Rain. So one more shield, and the chip of the A-Wings continues. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Overall, not the worst.
Definitely not the worst, but the problem is what happens this coming turn. Where do you go? How do you get shots?
Well, there are 2 bombs underneath Death Rain now, so if ZZ or Tally move that way, they're gonna get trained or hit. So they surely want to avoid that. And since Death Rain will move in front of them, he could actually position to block them.
He could, but Merle will move first. And Merle has a good chance to control where Death Rain goes. Death Rain, of course, is stressed from the S-loop, and that means that he's got fairly limited options if he wants to clear that stress. He certainly can't take his, triple or quadruple action this turn. So, yeah, a bit difficult for him.
Actually, I forget. Do the Punishers have 2 blues?
That's an excellent question. How do I show the dial for this thing? Show ship dial. There we go. There we go. Yeah, they've got a 2 blue straight. All of their 1 banks and 1 straight is also blue. But yeah, not many options.
If it were me, I'd play Death Rain like the bait. Let them chase him. They'll keep dropping bombs behind them. They'll probably hit some. All in all, by the time all is said and done, it might even out. Death Rain's bombs and the A-Wings. Right?
It's true, yeah, it's true. And I mean, if you're trading one hit for one hit, I think with the amount of beef on those punishers, you're going to go the distance.
Do they have 1 turns or 2 turns?
2 turns are white, no 1 turns, and 3 turns are red for the punishers. So I'm going to take that down.
So red line would probably try to come in and target lock 2 ships in the next turn. Fifth brother as well. But they don't want to get bombed. So
yeah, they also don't want to get bombed. So they're probably taking the long route around the asteroid at the top. And again, you know that Death Rain is just going straight down towards the bottom of the board. So he's quite limited in where he can move.
K-turn maybe?
Death Rain?
I mean, sorry, red line.
Red line possible, yep. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Sense is activating.
Okay.
Okay, and Mel's just doing 4 straight.
Okay, so not trying to block Death Rain there. That's pretty good.
The reason why that's still useful information is that will let him know whether or not to use another bomb this turn. So if Merle was going to try and block him, he probably wanted to didn't want to use the use any more bombs, because he could well and truly clog up this area.
Okay,
I think
like
there we go. He's dropping a bomb. Yep.
So this is to close off Merle's approach from the front if he's going that way.
And also just to ensure that if any A-Wing is cheeky enough to just try and swing by through that area, it will take damage as well.
Okay, he put a fuse on it. Now it makes me think that he's going that way.
Yeah.
So if I was Nobby right now, I saw him put the fuse, I would charge right in.
Well, I mean, he dials are set already, so you can't change it, but...
yeah, I would probably like a boost left. Well, I guess he can't go that far since he's stressed, so yeah, I guess. Also, turn the arc around. How are they gonna fix this bomb situation? Maybe they should K-turn red line again, just to get.
I think you can just delete the bomb. You know where it is. It's right beside the. Yeah, there we go. No need to worry. What was all that fuss about? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Close enough. Close enough. This is not a game where a millimeter or two's ever mattered, right?
What are they doing? Okay. Don't unlock any more bombs, please.
I think they've managed to ruin one, so they want to try and ruin the other now. Oh, they're putting a new bomb down. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, there we go.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah, red line doing a hard 2. I don't think that's quite enough to get him out of the nearer one, but he shouldn't take too much damage.
Good call, Nobby, turning that arc around so he can get a shot on red line or on Death Rain. Sorry.
Yeah. And that was interesting because I think it's a bluff and double bluff. He did put the fuse on the thermal detonator he cast, which of course makes you think, oh, okay, so he might be going straight. He doesn't want that one to blow up just yet. Oh, he's turned red line right into the middle of that fight.
Doesn't care. He wants to
care about the bombs. Yeah, he wants to shoot. He angry, yo. And red line, of course, yep. And he can, of course, keep 2 locks and gets a free lock after an action. So he can take double lock here. He's just taking 1. Oh, he took a focus action. Yep. So interesting choice.
Okay. Going for Italian.
Yep.
I think the one easier to kill.
Yep. Hard 2, somewhat predictable, but also quite necessary in that sense. Ooh! Nobby chooses violence. Ooh. They may only have 2 hit points, but wow, he's going to make sure they get their money's. He gets his money worth out of them.
Good tally.
TLF? I can't TLF.
No,
but
he's not barrel rolling out. So okay. So choosing violence.
very much so.
Is he out of red lines? Oh, I think he's just out.
Yeah, and again, this is the game of keep away. If Redline gets a shot with those proton torpedoes, he can do some serious damage.
Poe still taking his time a bit, going around.
Yeah, this is the trouble Poe has. He can be a very expensive distraction sometimes.
Ooh. Gets everyone.
Wow.
Okay, so
this is Redline.
For Redline.
Redline takes a damage.
Yep. This one's Death Rain. Takes a strain. Oof. Well,
No
I guess
defense,
he's
I guess.
rolling 1 anyway, so.
Tali-san. Tali-san takes a damage.
The damage.
ZZ. Ooh.
It's a damage too. Okay,
Potion
that thermal just paid for itself.
Yep, it definitely did. Okay, so this is Redline. Redline takes another damage. Attack dice are hot at the moment.
Crit. Still
No, it
has
was
the
a crit.
last shield.
Okay.
Lucky on that one. Okay.
Yep.
Now tally, I guess.
Might want to change dice at this point. This dice has rolled a lot.
Oh.
Another one. Wow.
Another one.
Oh, wow. And that is half points on the A-Wings. Very violent bombs.
Okay, let's see if Redline can shoot. Nope.
Yep,
no shots on Redline.
Targets. So time for the A-Wings to try and get some backup from that. That was brutal. But, I mean, Nobby knew what he was doing. It was a trade-off. He wanted the shots, and yes, it's quite worthwhile. He gets 3 hits, and that is just straight damage to hull because of the strain token. So that's 3 hull on Death Rain.
The end of Death Rain on the next shot.
Yep.
Oh, not enough. He has target lock. He can spend target lock.
He has lock. Does he have lock? Yes, he does have lock. He also has. This is the one with advanced optics. So, yeah, good move.
There we go. Just want to live.
Oh,
and he does.
And that's got to be so irritating.
Yeah, Merle is still shooting though. So
yeah. But it would have been a nice chance for a PS kill there. So Merle is range 1. And just the 1 crit, which Merle comfortably avoids, so no damage there.
And let's see if Fifth Brother has anyone to shoot. None. Ugh. Here we go. Can Merle finish the job?
Yep. So Merle has no fancy mods.
He doesn't
need him. That is a dead. Wow, that is a very dead ship there. And there was 1 crit that went through. That crit was wounded pilot for anyone who cares.
All in all, I would say it looks pretty even since you got half points on 2 A-Wings as well.
Yeah, but he took out a lot of the damage dealing capacity of Luke's list. And really the ship that was causing the most issues, so to speak. And Poe hasn't even entered the fight yet.
It's true.
Yep. Just an update on the scoreboard. It's 71 points to Nobby versus 45 points to Luke. So in terms of the value that he's got out of this, Nobby definitely got a lot more from taking down a basically fully loaded Death Rain.
Mhm. Yep. Death Rain definitely not being able to do damage as much as he'd liked.
Yeah. And this is the game that we were talking about earlier on, Raymond, where you were saying it's going to come down to who is going to get that first shot. And I think this is where the A-Wings have really shown their worth. They have been able to dodge those arcs that Luke has tried to put forward and still keep targets. And just really that fearlessness, which I know is its own card, but or fearless, whatever it is, that the A-Wings are showing there to just run over the bombs and say, "No, we're going to delete you anyway." Very, very good play from Nobby there. So what do you do now? What's the next move? Where do you think this game has to go?
Well, definitely Luke has to take some A-Wings off the board. But how is the question, since they're not really in the best position right now. Since the fifth brother's definitely in a bad spot right now.
So there's just attempted sense.
Okay. Ending a force. No special extra crit. Okay, so he knows that ZZ's coming in. Maybe he can force a block on that.
Yep. I mean, it's not a disaster for ZZ if she's blocked here. I don't think she would be terribly worried about it.
Depends what Redline is going to do, though.
Yep. But Luke does have initiative, so
Oh,
he does have the lock on Tali as well. Tali-san. Whenever I say Tali, I think of Tali Zora of Us Normandy. So
who's that?
Mass Effect. Character from Mass Effect. Shout out to any Mass Effect fans out there.
Oh, the 3 bank misses.
What do? Do you choose violence?
You choose violence. You're up. You choose violence. The guy only has an evade.
Yeah.
Fifth brother only has an evade.
Redline still doesn't have a shot.
Probably has a shot though. He has a shot on tip.
Oh, the fifth brother will have a return shot, but Redline doesn't have a shot.
Think so? Redline seems to be. You're right.
Not on ZZ. Yep, no, choosing to play it safe there. But very clever. Yes, of course, because he can boost and then just turn his arc around. Yep. Focus and boost in, I imagine, to get out of arc. A boost will comfortably get him out of arc. Yep, there we go. Out of Redline's arc, sorry. Yep.
Right, yeah. Redline really not really getting the shots.
Not getting the value he needs, yeah.
And he just transferred that target lock too. He could have shot Merle.
Yeah. A bit unfortunate, but this is what happens. It's like swatting mosquitoes. You've got these things buzzing around you. You just need to land a hit, but it is very difficult to hit them. Okay. Poe just taking the opportunity to take a lock, because why wouldn't you?
Probably not boosting because he might hit that thermal.
Yep. Probably not barrel rolling either, I imagine, just in terms of positioning.
So just staying where he is. He doesn't need to rush it anyway.
Yeah. A bomb that doesn't do anything, so that's nice. Oh, Merle just out. That was very close.
Can't even give him the pot shot.
Yep. Okay.
Fifth brother.
Yep. Twin crits. Yep, that's very good for a native roll. And does he spend the force? I think he spend the force.
Should still have another shot coming in.
Okay. So evaded. Then Tali. Two.
Oof,
I don't.
dice are angry.
Just says no. I want to. Yep. Spends the
One.
evade and takes one off fifth brother.
Okay, so Tally activating her ability so that.
Of course, yeah. So recovers the.
Okay. No heroic on Tally here, so she has to evade them fully, and yes, she does.
Ooh, very nice. Tali doesn't have heroic, right?
Yep, she doesn't.
Yeah. Okay,
Just
definitely a
add-
pot shot here, but he has stripped. Oh, he has stripped everything off the fifth brother. But no, enough dice. So there was a good throw on both their parts. Now that the board's cleared a little bit more, we might start to see the trigger happy flyboy come into the game.
So the only good thing I see for Luke here is that ZZ and Tally are on an exit trajectory.
Yeah, they'll still be taking pot shots on the way out, and it won't be long before they come back in, I imagine.
Yep. So how does Luke maximize his time? Push everything into Poe, I think, is the best solution.
Yeah, but Poe's going to come in and start to dish out some pain as well. And he will be tokened up.
So Poe make a 2-turn or a 1 bank. I think a 1 bank would be safer because he would then have ability to barrel roll or boost out as necessary.
Yeah, and boosting is very good for him at the moment because he can choose to either focus first and then take a speed 2 boost or barrel roll, or he can just do the boost or barrel roll first. So he's actually got a lot of reposition maneuvers with those overdrive thrusters. It's a very good upgrade. It makes Poe quite competitive as an ace. Not saying he's the best ace out there.
Redline just goes after the A-Wings instead. He just turns right and just...
Well, you don't want to get into
Some of them
attacking duel with
also.
the A-Wings, though, because the A-Wings are just going to keep on turning, and they can turn faster and tighter than the Punisher. So I think you can't catch them, especially with no blockers there as well.
So yeah, rock in the hard place kind of situation here.
Are you spending the force? That's interesting. I'm not sure I would.
No, it's a free sense since it's range 1.
Oh, right.
So we looked at... Who did we look at? Oh, no. Wait. Who did she...
I think he didn't. I think he didn't look at anything else, did he?
Really? But it's free. Huh.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't catch it. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, fifth brother is, I think, what you were talking about there. He's going to try and go into Poe now. He recognizes that Poe is the most potent force, but also the easiest part to kill of this attack. A good prediction there from Nobby too. You'll see that he's actually got Merle to have the turret forward facing again.
Redline have a...
Right. How is Redline doing all these things? Sorry?
Advanced sensors.
Okay.
Okay, now that one's the confusing part because he made a 1 forward for Redline. Is he just making like a net here in case Poe goes fast?
Yeah, I guess.
But the 1 forward seems to be off angle though.
Yeah, Redline banged a little bit earlier on, so. Yep, here we go. The A-Wing's just beginning their slow turn around.
Target locked and boosting, probably? Or just turning their arcs back? Oh,
this is Tally, so there's no need to adjust the arc. Doesn't need to move the... do a boost, because actually having the hard one next turn is more valuable to thread that small gap between the two debris clouds. Hard 3 from Poe.
Okay.
Now, this is where that overdrive thruster is going to pay for itself, because I think he can take a focus and then barrel out, and he will not take any damage, have any shot from Redline. It's very nicely done. Yeah. And again, Redline carries on. He might actually have a shot this turn, but he's shooting at Merle, with Merle in his bullseye arc. So that's going to be a little bit troublesome for him, actually. So Merle's ability... Oh, but it's...
Oh, no. So
actually, I think
Deathrain won't be rolling any dice.
won't roll any dice.
He has to check your bullseye first.
Yep. Do we interrupt them there or not? If you are in the defender rolls... doesn't matter anyway, but... So hit, crit goes through. First hit is weapons failure. Then fuel leak.
Yep, it was in bullseye, so we shouldn't have rolled anything.
Yeah.
Who's shooting now? What's going on? Oh wait, is it attack dice that gets affected? I forgot. Isn't it defense?
So
dice?
more than enough there from Redline. Okay. Yeah, it's defense dice. When a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 performs a primary attack, if you are in the defender's forward firing arc, the defender rolls 1 for your defense dice.
One shot from Fifth Brother gets 8 damage.
Yep, so Poe takes damage. And that is the first damage from guns to the resistance in this match.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. The remaining 4 damage all came from an incredibly violent pair of thermal detonators about 2 rounds ago.
Still have around 30 minutes left in the game. Still a long ways to go for Luke to try to crawl back into this game.
Yeah, and I think it'll be quite difficult as well, but not undoable.
If he's lucky, he could do 6 damage into Poe if he blanks out numerous times, right?
He'd have to blank out numerous times because he does have Heroic on. He also does have Bomblet Generator, which might be worth thinking about this turn.
Oh, that's true. Will Tally try to... Well, Tally must... I guess they know that. Will Tally try to go in or come in? And that's the case, then that kind of evens the playing field for Luke, because it'll be just Redline and Fifth Brother versus Merle and Poe.
Yeah. And I think if he can take the A-Wings off the table, and that's a big if, but if he can take the A-Wings off the table with a well-placed bomb, then it definitely makes his game a bit easier to play. That said, Bomblet Generator does what?
2 damage.
Yeah.
Maximum 2 damage.
Yeah, no guaranteed damage on that either. And he can't recover that, can he?
He can. He can't anymore since he doesn't have any shields.
But can you just spend your normal recharge reload action?
Actually, that's the curious thing, because it's... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it doesn't say you can't, which some other ships do say, explicitly you cannot recover charge tokens on this ship. So it never explicitly says you can't, which makes me think you can. But that said, I don't think I've seen other devices with an alternative recharge. Okay.
Luke is using his sense to check out where Poe is going, which is awesome.
Yep.
Ooh.
And what was revealed? Sorry, 3 straight.
Why doesn't it just reveal it forward? Where are you hiding it from? Okay. So, Merle trying to get into the bullseyes there.
Yeah,
They try
Merle
to
just trying to
boost.
be as irritating as possible, really. Not hard. He is
Oh, it
very
looks like he's
irritating
going for the boost.
naturally.
Oh no, he's turning the arc
Turned
back
his arc
on.
around. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, interesting. K turned.
Yep. Okay, that's not a bad spot to be in if you want to deal damage into Poe. Red line going? That's the question. He can advance.
Redline has not. Yeah, Redline has not not dropped a bomb,
Ooh.
which is also interesting.
Oh, you're right. Ah, did he forget?
Ooh, okay. Why not? Why not? And takes a strain.
Is that a better position?
Yep. That advanced sensors is very nice, though.
Oh, the bomb would have been perfect there.
Yeah, it just would have closed off that approach.
And since you know where Poe is going to, you block off that way too.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, so the A-Wing's slowly coming back into the fight. Not quite sure why it needs a focus. Maybe it'll have a shot, but I'd be a bit surprised. But no real cost. It'll be moving straight next turn anyway.
Now the avenue's open for Poe to just run away. Probably. Closing the wings or opening?
The wings have been closed the whole time. He had bullseye last round, so he didn't need to have them open to do damage. I think the interesting thing here is just making sure you don't accidentally block your A-wing for the next turn. You want to think about where the A-wings want to be as well here. Yeah. And frankly, I'm not sure I know where the A-wings want to be next turn. I imagine they're moving straight.
So Poe will just try to get out. Boost out.
Yeah, boost out. Oh, that. Yeah, also can.
Just a single boost. Okay.
No, he's barreled out and then boosted away. So he's disengaging. Poe has shot one time this match and he's decided, no, that's enough for me. I'm way too trigger happy to shoot more than once. Okay. So we have Redline. Redline's only rolling 2 dice because of weapons failure. Oh, Merle forced to spend the focus early on.
And he's got Merle in his bullseye, so everyone else is shooting him with -1 defense.
Yes, pretty much.
That's why I was kind of curious that he knew he was going to bank left, but he took a barrel roll to the right side.
I think just because he knew he wasn't going to get that shot onto Poe anyway, he figured, well, I may as well shoot at something, right? So this one will be obstructed. Will be range 2. So still 1 dice. And comes out to be 2 hits after spending the log. And that'll be a... Yep. So why did he... Oh, I should have rolled... Yeah. Correct. So 1 more damage onto Redline.
This one is still obstructed, so still 1 dice. 2? Oh, 1, 2.
Yep.
Does he forget?
I think he's not activating Merle's ability, or am I reading Merle's ability wrong? While the friendly ship has to be at range 0 to 2. Okay, heroics that, and 2 hits.
And that should do
One,
it.
and then the thing. So no damage from that shot. Bit of a
So
Hail
luckily,
Mary.
red line not being punished this turn. Yep,
So that's
missing
just
by
range
12.
2. Yep. But a chance to... Oh, no, sorry, nothing can help with that. And now Merle has a chance to even finish off Redline now. I've got Redline on just 3 health.
Turn his arc backward. Merle turns.
Oh, he turned his arc backwards. Oh, no.
So now do we drop the bomblet?
You're running out of time to if you. I think last turn was the turn to do it.
You potentially could have gotten Poe and Tally.
Yeah. Although I think Poe probably would have gone the other way had he seen the bomb, about
If
where
he
Tally
went
is.
the other way, though, Fifth Brother would have gotten a shot off, though. So yeah, either way,
maybe. Maybe.
maybe.
The overdrive thrusters really move Poe very, very quickly. He's very hard to catch. Oh, man.
Timing's running short. Do they have talent rolls, Punishers? Or sloops?
The Punishers have a terrible dial, all things considered. So I'm just bringing it up there. They've got K turn, a 4K turn, and a 0 stop, and that's about it as far as interesting maneuvers go. Everything else is a basic maneuver.
Yep, so Redline not in the best position right now. Can't
Definitely
really turn back.
not. Will it forfeit? Probably not,
Nope,
right?
Probably not.
Would you try it anyway?
No. A Redline can still drop bombs, so I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? It should be a 2 straight, I imagine. There we go, yep. Could have told you that without spending a force. Yep, so I guess he's making sure he wants to drop that bomb. Again, I feel a turn too late. Oh, well, these proton bombs are nasty.
Well, the 2 turns still will get Tally if she stays in that 2-turn position. In the 2-4 position.
Yeah. And it closes off ZZ as well, I must say. So it's not a terrible bomb, but I do wish it had happened a turn earlier.
Yep. I've taken out Tally with this one if the first one hit.
So it's a bomb generator, so that'll be two dice. Has to do something with that.
Yep.
Good bump. Yep.
Headline moving away.
Mm-hmm.
Taking
so a boost, and then his ability gives him a free target, free lock. Yep. So.
Okay.
Oh, he's cutting it a bit close to the edge there. No, that's leaving. Yeah, one of those, I suppose. She was not double stressed. I think a simple barrel out will get enough lateral movement from it. Yeah. Unfortunately, can't take a second action, really. You don't want to boost from there, but yeah, that's the right call. And I think that does actually dodge. Yeah, that dodges Fifth Brother's arc. And that's doubly good because, of course, intimidation. Merle has intimidation, so I think
it's easier.
Barrel away. Yeah, that should be far enough. Don't boost. Yeah, and Poe. Yeah, Poe will just do his thing. Don't know why there was 2 there. Shouldn't have been 2. That's fine. Just boost around a bit slowly. There we go. So yes. Shots. Well, the bomb goes off, hits nothing. Didn't really do much except slow everything down for a turn, I feel. So not quite the value he wanted out of that. Now, fifth brother will only roll 1 defense dice.
So he's going after fifth brother. Okay.
Yep, that's -1 intimidation on Merle and -1 from the Merle's ability. Now, of course, that doesn't help if you roll all blanks. So, or blank focus, and that's really when you want a heroic available to you.
No shots from fifth brother as well.
Yeah, Angry Raisin, I agree. Trigger happy poster. He is shot once all game, and I think he needs to do a bit more if he wants to justify his trigger happy. What would you even call that? Pseudonym.
Value. Post a trophy wife. You just put him out, show people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was a very good distraction for a couple of rounds, which is really all you can really expect from him, I suppose. I will say, though, Nobby's done an excellent job here just rotating his A-Wings around, making sure that they weren't taking too much damage, rotating his ships, bringing them in and out of the fight, and just making sure that there's always damage or always threats going into the Imperials here. And he's made Luke's job very, very difficult.
I don't see a position where Redline could come back.
Well, he's got advanced sensors, so I guess boost first.
Oh, wait. Did you see that?
Boost in Hard 3.
Did you see the Senton tally?
I didn't. Sorry, I was thinking about Redline.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just
dropping a bomb. Sure, why not?
Well, he sensed it, so maybe he saw something there that we didn't see. Merle just trying to block again. Focus boost, maybe.
Yep. Or did he? No, he rotated his arc back to forward.
Red line, where'd you go? No advanced sensors?
Advanced sensors.
No advanced sensors. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll boost out of that because you don't want to have. You don't want to be in Merle's bullseye.
And change the target locks? Nope, I guess he's keeping it.
Yep.
Another barrel roll here.
Well, it's tempting to barrel roll. I think Redline. Okay, Redline will have lock on you, but he doesn't have a focus, and it's only 3 attack dice a year, so worth the risk, I think. But you never know. This is one of those things you're leaving up to the dice. Yeah. One way you get a shot
on each other.
Yeah, but I mean, one way you get a shot back. So you get to shoot 3 and receive 3 in return, or you can just risk it on 2 with nothing, no evade dice, nothing. So I think good call. Maybe someone in chat can help me check out the math on that one. But I do think the 3 evade dice versus 3 defense dice will be a bit more worth it.
Fifth brother there blocking easy.
Yep.
At least. And now Poe. What will Poe do? I guess he could
barrel and boost in, or just boost.
Focus and boost in. Focus boost in.
Also can. Not quite sure if he has enough for just a focus boost. Why is he thinking of going out? That's what I want to know.
Yes, is he trying to get out of that angle?
Yeah, Poe just doing his best not to shoot anything this turn. Okay, so red line on Talisan. Only 2 dice, sorry. Yeah, so this is, of course, the weapons failure, but that is a good throw of 2 dice. hit crit. And that is enough to cause lethal damage. And that
Oh,
is
and the bullseye
in
triggers
bullseye.
as well. So you just need a blank out.
1.
And 1 crit is could do it. Who knows?
The crit
Empty
is
crit.
fuel leak. Yep. So that's not going to matter. So that extra dice worth it. No focus, but does 1 damage. And that is evaded. Okay.
Okay, so 5th brother here. Hopefully he can do the...
Good luck, Nobby. Range 3 obstructed. These are the shots that are mathematically guaranteed to hit, especially if it's from a 2 attack dice ship. Oh. There we go. No. Lucky. Nobby, no, Nobby, go and roll those dice.
That's a 2nd blank out for 5th brother there.
Yep. Unfortunate. There we go. He's going to roll them. He's going to roll them. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
Too bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're out of bomblet generators.
Yep, that's unfortunate. Would have been a good time for it. But
maybe
oh
1
well.
forward from red line here, or 1 bank. Give the others not maybe the A-wings won't have enough space to turn in.
Yeah, just sort of go slow and force them to try and do funky things. Or even a stop has certain merits to it.
True.
At least it lets your 5th brother come back into the fight a little bit more. The only downside is you've also got Poe coming in. So I mean, stop.
Wide arc for Poe.
Sorry? Yeah, it does. And a stop's not too painful when you have advanced sensors on as well. So it makes you a bit predictable for the coming turn. Time check, we have about 10 minutes left, about 10 minutes remaining in this game. Monica, thank you, Angry Raisin. That's the word I was looking for. Angry Raisin in chat also pointing out, Nobby is just proving that you never really need 5 A-Wings, you just need 3 and a very good distraction. And that seems to have been the case for this match. Knowing Poe, though, he'll swoop in at the last minute and deal the killing blow. Just to be irritating.
Okay, wait. Did he sense? Okay, doing a sense now on ZZ.
2 straight.
Okay. Could get a block on ZZ if you wanted, but what's the point at this stage?
Yeah, he doesn't have enough ships left to afford blocking. Yeah. Do you really want to?
Arc.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Forward for 5th brother. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's just gonna take out 5th brother, at least as a moral victory.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Merle is the full health A-Wing at the moment.
That is true.
Oh, what's he done? Oh, he's repairing his thing, and he just does a K turn.
Yep, so it's like moral victory time.
Yep. I'm not sure that was the right lock to take, but
as long as red line doesn't die in the first volley, he can do something.
Yeah. And now ZZ has options, but likely she can boost and get a modified shot on. So focus boost to get a modified shot on red line, or just do a barrel roll to get an unmodified shot on fifth brother. Depending on what Poe did, I think Poe must be going for red line now. So. Yeah, wings open. Here we go, hard 3. And Poe finally comes in to do something. So I think he had lock from forever ago. No, I think, he might have spent that. It's hard to remember. It's been a while since we've seen him. Yep. And it's somehow not obstructed.
Here we go. Half and half. Rerolling the half. Oh, that's a dead red line.
That's a dead red line.
Not even giving red line a chance to fire.
Yep, so hit, crit. And that's 3 damage, and it's lethal for him.
And also, you also get a fuel leak damage to top it off.
Well, it's a bit painful because it's fuel leak onto a one more, right? And there's a direct hit there too. So, oh wow, another wounded pilot just for fun. Sorry, I think he repaired wounded pilot, not fuel leak earlier.
No, he repaired weapons failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so ZZ just taking pot shots into fifth brother. Oof. Threading the needle. Ooh.
Yeah, go on. Why not?
It's just really a battle of points right now. I
Yeah,
obviously want to keep
he's going to be half pointed now, but he probably doesn't want to let that crit go through.
Just
spend the force, because if it's a crit and a direct hit, then all your angst is for nothing, right? Yeah.
So shoot into, I guess Tally would be then.
Tally's 1 health, so I think that's your best bet. It's easier to kill Tally than even half point Merle.
Oh my god, the fifth brother has rolled.
Yeah, no, that's
I mean, that's like 6 blanks in 7 dice.
Well, that's okay. We've got Poe coming in now, and Poe seems to be most interested in having just dealing the killing blow. Really, he's there for show. I mean, let's face it, he's just showing off now. So Shane, maybe in chat, if you're still there, you can tell us a little bit about how this will affect the rankings. Big win for Nobby in this game, by the look of it. Angry Raisin, yep, I think it was a bit of a risk to try and halve the to risk the dice, and I think that's what Fifth Brothers throw proved to us just there as well. Thank you, Shane. So Raymond, is this now that we're sort of reaching the end? It's got 3 minutes, 4 minutes left. I don't think there's any chance for a. It'd be one hell of a comeback at this point. What do you reckon? Is it just the list? Do you think Nobby's list is just too dodgy for the TIE Punishers, or is this Nobby showing some masterclass in A-wing flying? What do you reckon? What have we seen here?
I think Nobby's flying definitely played a big part here. He's very comfortable with this list and knows how to play it very well. And Luke, there was some mistakes on Luke's part there that I think turned the game, especially with the failed boost on Death Rain early on, and then making a K turn wherein there's no one, he couldn't shoot anyone as well, and then getting a red token. So yeah, I think it was just overall the mistakes held up.
So Shane has just let us know that this probably keeps Nobby in 8th position for the league, unless he flies all of his ships off the board in one of these coming turns, and that will win him a Strata Strike dial. Yep, very nice. Luke did ask us to let everyone know that he did intend to have passive sensors rather than fire control systems on the Fifth Brother. But he got a bit excited when keying it into yet another squad builder and ended up keying in the wrong ship. So,
oof.
Oh, that's an interesting block. Oh my! And I think Nobby didn't intend to block that, because Mill's arc is facing exactly the wrong way.
Oh, that's just like the ultimate insult, I can't shoot you, but you're still gonna get -1 dice, That's kind of like, I don't need to shoot you to win.
Yeah. So here we go. Focus. Turn the thing around. Yep.
Yep. And here we see the kill box forming.
Imagine this will be a boost and then turn the thing around. Yeah. This would be a very impressive kill box if Merle was facing the right direction. And what has our trigger happy flyboy done? 2 bank, clears stress. Target locks. Okay, good. And then we'll do, imagine, a 2 boost in.
2 boost is... Oh, okay. So I was wrong. I thought it would hit the cloud. Okay.
I didn't think it would hit the cloud, but I didn't realize how close it would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Onslaught begin.
3 hits. There we go. And 1 less dice because of Merle.
And that's it.
And there we go. I told you.
Poe only doesn't know how to roll anything but blanks.
Yeah. And Poe only knows how to turn up for the kill shots. He's in it for the glory. Yep. He took 3 shots and had 2 kills to his name, so that's quite impressive. Well, that was fun, and it was a very brutal match for Luke, but some very good flying from Nobby, and that is exactly timed, so well timed and well flown by our 2 pilots. So, thank you for sticking around with us. I'm sure the 2 of them will be coming into the chat soon to give us their take on this. Raymond, before they come in, do you want to plug your Philippine TTS tournament?
We actually don't have one yet. We're trying to fill up one to get that tournament kit from Ken Show. But we actually prefer playing in person. We have more players in person than online.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a struggle.
All right. But if anyone's interested, how do they contact you?
All right.
Oh, you could just send me a message on Discord. My name is also Raymond.
All right, so look for Raymond in the X-Wing Discord if you're interested in a Philippines TTS tournament. Nobby, congratulations!
Oh, thank you. I remembered how to play. The barrel roll is actually very good, guys. For those who know, barrel roll is actually a very useful thing. Do not forget at the very last turn of your top 8 match. That's Well, at least don't assume it's not going to fit. I got to say though, my aiming's just a little sad that they took those shields down from the bombs. That was a very violent bomb.
It was an incredibly violent bomb. Very well placed. I think it hit 4 ships, but Luke, 2 of them were your own. What was going on there, mate?
I'm probably now hitting about 24 hours with no sleep.
Oh,
but I think I made three critical errors in the game, and one of them was the turn right before that where I was going to 4K just so my engagement was better, and the boost didn't fit, and it completely stuffed everything up. And from that point on, I'm like, nah, there's no chance of winning. I mean, coming into the match, I didn't really think I'd have a chance. I didn't think I'd be able to get a torpedo off, and as you saw, I wasn't able to because A-wings are just very slippery little things. And lo and behold, the only way to get damage onto the ships is to take the bombs myself. So I did that.
Yeah, I was like going into like there's going to be bombs there, like I know it, and I think statistically, yeah, if we could say statistically, without you correcting me, Mark, because I know you love your statistics as well. But I thought, yeah, look, I should just lose a shield and I'll be in a good spot. I can do a good bit of damage because you're 4K there. You just put him up like on a serving platter. I was like, yep, I know he's going to drop him, but it's just too good. So But like everybody took a damage except for I think one ship took a strain. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It took a strain instead of 2.
Yeah. So, and I hate they're good value bombs. I think them was just do nothing, like in that kind of scenario. So, that's all fair.
I'm
That was fun.
I'm more annoyed about.
So Luke, I'm interested in what's the other 2 critical mistakes you were mentioning.
So the turn after Death Rain died, I did sense onto ZZ, and I saw she was doing a 3 bank. But I was at it the other way, and I thought it was 3 bank left instead of 3 bank right. And if I'd seen it was correct, I could have barrel rolled my 5th brother and set up a double modded proton torp into ZZ. So that probably would have blown her off the field, and I just didn't realize which way it was going, so I didn't think to barrel roll into the block and completely missed that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
What was number 3? Because that was pretty
one
big.
Was just, it wasn't a big one, but I forgot to drop a bomb after one of the turns. The turn before I dropped my first bomb with red.
Oh, Redline's bomb.
We were talking about that.
Stop the A-wings coming in. I knew it wasn't going to hit one, but it was going to stop you coming in because you had no shields and you could not afford to go over a bomblet. But I just forgot to.
Oh, this one here, I think.
And
yeah, it was the turn before that.
The turn before that, it would have fallen right around.
I was thinking, when I was doing my dials, I'll drop the bomb here. He can't come in or give me enough turn to turn Death Rain around and get back in position. But I forgot, and then Death Rain just wasn't able to get. Sorry, not Death Rain. Redline.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to get a shot off, and he wasn't in a good position to get a 4K. By the way, he was angled at the board. So that was just very clunky.
I turned in, and because he didn't drop a bomb, I could boost in for the shot with Tally here.
And I knew
because
it, and I just forgot to drop it.
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
I mean, I think the other thing that was there were 2 other things that we noticed in that match. One is that 5th brother somehow forgot how to paint his dice in this match.
Tell me about it.
And the other was that Poe Dameron only shows up for the glory shots. Rest of the game, like unless he was turning up to kill something, he just sort of flew off and did his own thing for half the time.
Well, that's because he had a target lock on it, and like part of it, especially for that kind of list, with when you've got things like auto damage, like the homing missiles and the proton torps, potential double modded proton torps, is he kind of acts like a little bit of a bait. He goes like, okay, do you want to come at me? You're going to spend your lock on me, and if he brings you, or how to say, if he baits enough that it makes the A-wings easy to dance around. And get free shots, or once you've committed and go, okay, I give up chasing Poe, you start going on the A-wings, and that's when Poe comes in and says, okay, you've had enough chasing me. Okay, I'm going to come in now. But it's mainly that homing missile. I did not like the homing missile because he 5th brother had that lock on Poe for quite a bit of time, and it wasn't until like the 3rd last turn or something where he switched it to Merle. For me, it was like, okay, and then he also did the 4K, so I thought he was actually going to go like he might have done a boost or something like that to try and get a lock on Poe, and I was going to go hard and boost into range 1, but he took the lock, he fixed the weapons failure and took the lock on Merle to do the 4K, so Poe was like, great. He's a beta basically.
at that point, like I wasn't concerned about Poe. I was trying to, get a kill, but I was also thinking
Yeah.
because I had the fuel crit. With my luck and how the way the game had gone, I would roll a crit on that debris and take the double damage into the and I wanted that the way to go. So that's more the reason I did the 4K, because that would have been a splendid finisher.
Yeah,
Well, you
that's-
needed to get Nobby to roll your dice then, mate, because I think you weren't rolling any crits.
Oh, I wasn't getting any shots, and the shots I was getting came out double blank into double blank into a weapons failure anyway, so nothing else matters. It was one.
Yeah, you got the one hit on the weapons failure like twice, and poor Mel had to spend his focus each in one of those cases. It was just like and like I was just saying here, like I put Mel here because I was expecting him, like if he had the lock in there, I thought okay, he's going to do the 4K, and in hindsight I should have, because Tally was there, I was like saying I should rotate the arc. And I was like, I forgot to rotate the arc, and then he moved, and it was just at the right time. I thought I'd leave it, but when he did the 4K, I was like, great! I actually predicted that call, and Mel with the intimidation with the one agility on Tally. This is actually really, really good. Mel does nasty things to 3 agility ships.
Yes, he does.
I was in that early engagement up around here where I'm doing those squiggles. Yeah, I was very cautious to try and get past you early, so I wasn't caught up with that when you came in. The only problem is I did that 4K here instead of doing the 4K up here, and
Yeah, as I said, you said, oh, you're. If you had actually done it, I think you would have bumped on Mel. Even if the 4K had made the gas cloud, you would have bumped on Mel. So,
I would have been less bothered by that, because then I still would have been putting bombs about here as you chase behind me, rather than have you come up the side and then have to do a turn, and then now all my rubbing's looking really bad. But I would have accepted that a bit better than what I got.
Yeah, I think the position would have been better for you, definitely. I must say, I'm very impressed with the Death Rain combo, though, to be able to. We were talking at one point that you might be able to get 4 actions in one turn.
You can.
Yeah.
You can, drop 1 focus, drop 1 link, boost link, and then do a blue and reload.
Yeah.
Or do a blue barrel roll. Yeah.
And that also just basically turns your bombs and your thermal detonators into a slightly expensive PTL if you need it to be.
Yep.
Or I consider it like an adaptive ailerons most of the time. I can use sense on where the enemy is and be like, all right, I'm going to boost left and then set up a target locking because you're going to be over in that region. Unfortunately, it's still very hard to do it against A-Wings, even if you know where they're going, especially if Merle is getting in front of you and stopping you from barrel rolling you to get your own block.
Yeah, I can see that. Nobby, one last qualm I have with you. Range 3, behind a debris, a gas cloud, and you roll paint.
Well, that's it. I told you I wasn't focused. If I had a focus token, they would all be blank.
All right.
So you have to understand that the conditions is like I can be range 2 and not have any mods, and I'll just roll evade for days. But if I'm at range 3 behind a rock or debris field, gas cloud somewhat. But if I'm range 3 and focused, and then I'm behind them, that's when it's danger.
Yeah,
that's when I know it's going to be like 4 blanks and something.
Because unfocused, I was actually expecting you to just roll pure focuses. Actually.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't have a focus token, so it did not trigger the scenario.
Right, understood. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it next time. And if you could be so kind as to position your ships at range 3 behind debris and asteroids so that we can test this hypothesis.
I proved it absolutely true for about 9 months after system open. 9 months I had it before I broke it.
It happens more often than it has any right to happen. That is very true.
Yeah. All right, I think we're going to finish it up there. Thank you, Luke, for doing the 2 games back to back. And I'm glad I got this one out of the way. Thank you also to Raymond and Mark for commentating.
Thank you for having us.
I hope you guys had some fun.
We did.
Definitely.
And Raymond, you said you're looking at doing a Philippines tournament. Let me know if it's online or if you decide to do it in person. But if it's doing online, we can talk about some coverage and stuff like that. That'll be great.
Oh, cool. Sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. In the meantime, we will be back. Today is Tuesday. We might be doing the in-store shop stream tomorrow. No commentary there. Just people mucking around with playing X-Wing, pushing around plastic ships. We will be doing another stream on Thursday night. We have the Onyx Back in Black game on Thursday night, and then on Saturday morning, Australian time, we have, I think it's a Nortec special. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, sorry, Nordic special, and we've got Flipster, who, for those who don't know, is one of the developers for this mod, which would be great to have him on. And it's going to be Flipster versus an Aussie, and then I think we might have a Philippines as well for the other side. And also after that, we're doing a Game 3, Back in Black game, second one there for the week, and it's going to be Tom versus Tom, or Tom, as it's been dubbed. So keep posted for that, and we will see you guys next time.